Okay, so I went ahead and applied it, but I just wanted to make you all aware of something. So when I was wrapping it around here, I almost laid it not correctly. So just kind of be aware that you want it to line up directly with the other edge. And so anyway, I think it's coming out so cute. Look, 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 look. I love it. Anyway, I think I need to put my camera up higher. But anyway, I'm going to go pick up my little munchkins, and I'll be back in a little while. Thanks. Hi guys, I'm back. So last night I went ahead, because after I pick up my kids, I can't really videotape because they're so loud, and of course the television. So I didn't want you to hear that in the background. But basically, all I did is I took my 1/8 strips of the heavyweight cardstock that I got from Hobby Lobby, and it's that paper bag color. I took 3 sheets and I just shredded them. And then what I did is I used my glue gun and I did section by section. And then I did some underneath too. Like, see, I'll have to attach some of these back. But, whatever falls off, I'll just attach it back on later. It's not a big deal. And then I did some underneath too. So, I mean, either you can start off by doing some here. But I wanted to make sure that I didn't have to use much more paper. So I went ahead and did this first. And then the leftovers, I just kind of added underneath. I made sure to add some onto the side here, as you can see, because I wanted to cover up that chipboard right here, that you can see on the corner. So I just attached some at the sides. But you will have a lot of strings, but tape is not going to hold this many layers of this little thatchet roof. So I think it's turning out so cute. I'm so in love with this project. So I did a couple other things off camera, but really simple things. So basically, I got 3 of these little window things from Saw Crafters, and they're little chipboard pieces, and I painted them with Delta's Cream Coat Caribbean Blue. The reason why I chose blue was because there is some blues in this paper collection, and I wanted that to show up. And so I basically did a couple layers of this, and you have to be really careful because what happens is they will bow. I don't know if you can see that, but if you get a chance, once they're completely dry, you can put something heavy on it, and then, to hold it down, maybe like a few of these or whatever. Just definitely don't do it when it's wet because obviously it'll stick and come off. So then I had like a little door that I got from Saw Crafters, and this is just a little chipboard door. Now you have your options. There are 2 little paper, let me see. Let me grab it for you. I'm so sorry. I'm being retarded. These are Spellbinder dies. And hold on. You have this one, which is basically the S2016. This is window 2. Okay, and then also you could use this door. This one is also by Spellbinders, and this one is S2090, and this is the Edwardian door 1. I tried, so I had to go to 2 different places, Joann's and Hobby Lobby, because I didn't want to order online at joanns.com and it'd take forever to get here. So, and then also I was able to use my Hobby Lobby coupon, so I used my 40% off, so this was basically $5.99. And then this one was also $5.99. They had a 30% off, maybe it was $6.99, 30% off. So that was a pretty good deal. So you could use these, and basically I used white heavyweight cardstock, and I layered it and then glued it down with my clear tacky glue. And just, so basically I made 4 windows and then lay them on top of each other, and I did the same with the door. But I did cut off the top here because it didn't really go with this theme. I mean, this part did, but this, the top right here didn't go, so I cut it off, and then I was like, no, I don't like this. So I used some of these little windows from Saw Crafters, which I did contact her And she said that she could sell some of the windows in the door if you're interested. So, what else did I do? Okay, so I took one of the windows and then I cut off this edge here, and then I went ahead and painted again on the bottom here, let it dry, and then I made a rectangle on my gray cardstock, and then I fussy cut the right underneath here. I fussy cut around here with this. I use a green cardstock, but two separate pieces. Okay, so I basically took a piece of the cardstock and then fussy cut around it and then glued it onto the back. And then I took another piece of gray cardstock, laid it on top there, and then fussy cut it around. And I did it really thin because if I do it thicker, then it doesn't look right to me. So, but then this rectangles, I was able to use my board cutter, obviously, to make it perfectly straight. So then I just kind of like layered that on top, and I left about 1/8 of an inch here, and then I just you know, glued, taped these on here, and that was it. Then I took two of the stickers from the collection that look like this, and I backed it up with some cardstock, and then I taped it down, and then I also used one of my magnets because this little door, I punched a hole. This little door is metal, so I didn't have to use two magnets. It just kind of went like that. And then I fussy cut this girl out of one of the bingo cards. So I wanted her kind of like peeking out the door. And I kind of got the idea from Zanero 1 about the peeking out the door thing. But I did tape this down. Well, first of all, I used my tacky clear glue because I wanted it to stick, but it wouldn't stick on. So after that, I immediately tried to use score tape, or not score tape, but double-sided sticky tape, and this side didn't go down very well, so I'm going to glue that on there. But basically, I will not glue this on the house immediately because, as you can see, when I do the side of my house, yeah, this is the right side. Okay, so when I do the side of my house and I put this on here, I need room for my windows. So I'm going to do about a 1-inch thing. And I will back these up also with the, I either have thought about the gray chipboard or a different one. But probably the gray. Or cream colored. I haven't decided yet. And then go ahead and put this on here. You could even back it up with white. I mean, it's all depending on what type of look you want for your windows. But I will decide, and then I'll show you which ones I do. So I just wanted to catch up with you on that. And then that's where we're at so far. So I will be back. Okay, so for the window, what I'm going to do is, I already did this one, but I'm going to I took a strip of paper, I just did it at 1 3/4, and then I'm going to use my double-sided sticky tape, or you can glue it down. That is completely up to you, but I can get mine to kind of maneuver around here. Let me see if that's, yeah, I don't know. I don't think I'm going to do that. I changed my mind because I want it to, I don't really want anything showing through. I know that's crazy, right? And the tape will show. So let me go ahead and use my glue. I was going to try to speed up just for video's sake, but my suggestion is to use glue. And you can use a glue gun, but unfortunately you'll have like lots of strings behind the window and you don't want that. So, and then you just press it on there. Oops. Wipe off any excess glue. And then I'm going to put some weight down on it to hold it down so it will dry. I'm going to put that to the side. And while that's drying, I went ahead and I cut a piece of cardstock. And this one is 2 inches by 3.5, which you probably won't need all that. But what you're basically going to do is once that dries and you fussy cut around the little, around this edge per se, with the cream color paper, then you're going to come back, tape on top of here, and then again fussy cut around again. And I did leave 1/8 of an inch, but what ended up happening is I'm not a very good cutter. So if you can kind of see right here, I cut a little too close to the edge. So you'll probably want to, you know, cut a little closer to the edge. So anyway, I hope I'm making sense here, because there's no perfection to this, because I don't have a die cut for this. So it may be easier just to use a die cut. I just prefer, this window was a little bit smaller than the other one, and so it kind of fit on this house better, and the door was rounded, which is what I wanted. So that's why I chose to use these by Saw Crafters. And like I said, I did talk to her about selling them individually. So anyway, I will be back shortly after that dries. Okay, so now I'm ready to place my windows on here. And what I love about this ruler is that it tells me inches and hair. So I know that this is the 1 inch line here, and this is the 1/2 inch line here. So I'm going to go at a 1/2 of an inch. And then I know I want to go, I'm going to make a little tiny mark. This is where I want the edge of my window to go, right there. And then I'm going to count back 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's going to be at 7 1/8. So then I know that my window is going to go here and here. So at this point, I mean, you could either keep this up here so that you can use it as a guideline when you tape it. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. I'm going to put my tape on the back of my window here. Don't forget to burnish your edges, and do it kind of lightly because you don't want it to come through. Fold up any hanging over tape. Okay, I've got some right there, some along there, and this one looks okay. Alrighty then. So, almost messed that up, huh? So I'm going to go ahead and put this at the 1/2 inch line again and line it up straight. I know where I want my window, and then I just lay it up against there and then press down. I'm going to do the same with the other window. And again, I push up any of that overhang. And then I'm going to come back here again and use my guideline. And I said I wanted the corner at 7 1/8. So, I'm sorry, 7 and, well, it is 7 1/16. No, it's 7 1/8. My bad. Nope, 7 1/16. I apologize for that. Then I kind of want to figure out where I'm going to have my, oh my God, that looks straight. It looks straight. Like, where did my little door go? Okay, because it's so magnetic, I was able to put it back here. So then, I know I want my door centered in between these two. So I'm going to not guesstimate. I don't want to do that. Let me see here. Kind of hard to tell because I don't have my bottom line straight here. Hold on one second. Let me cut some of this off so I can, there we go. That's better. Now I'll know. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and put my tape on the back of this. Uh-oh. Some of this tape, oh yeah, I forgot. Hold on. Be careful when you're taping it that you only tape the black part and not the white part, because I totally forgot that I don't want my door to stick together. Use my scissors. And of course, there's a magnet on the back of there, so it's going to stick. Yay. Here it goes again. Oops, I'm going to roll over. Good thing I didn't have that pressed down. Okay, so now I'm going to lightly burnish my edges just so that and then I'm going to add some on the back of my lady here. I'm going to have to do that real gently because I do not want her to bend. Now if I had my Scrap Perfect glue, I would use that, but she's fixing to get some more back in stock, so I'm excited about that. I'm going to use a tiny, tiny, here, let me get a small glob and kind of work it around. Okay. You want a very, very thin layer of that. So then I'm going to go ahead and pull this off. I'm going to draw like a tiny, tiny, tiny line just so that I can see, because I'm going to need to stand this up so that I personally can see if it's straight or not, because I can't really tell this way. But I'm just... And that looks centered to me. But before I really lay it down, see, it was kind of crooked. So, got to make sure before you really press it down that it's where, and it's moving. Stop. Okay. I'm going to take my bone folder and so there she is. I think it's so cute. I am so in love with this project. It's not even funny. Of course, I love doing 3D type projects. So, and I mean, this door really isn't meant to open for any reason. I just, I like the idea that you could possibly, it made more sense to have a magnet on the back of it, so that you could do it, but you know, you could have it like hanging open a little bit, but I wanted it to stay closed. So it was easier to do that than just glue it down. Anyway, I don't know. So now this is what we've got so far. Isn't it cute? I love it. Oh my goodness. Wish I had thought of this like a while ago. But since I didn't even know there was a St. Patrick's Day paper out there, I'm so glad that Tamara sent this to me. Okay, so I am going to start working on, there's another side to the house. And I'm sorry, you'll have to forgive my little pattern here. Don't pay attention. Oops, sorry. Got some little receipts in there. But I hold on to all my receipts for the stuff I purchased. Okay, so basically I made, and just ignore this too, because this was just kind of like an example. I was originally going to do a chimney, and then like I said, I changed my mind. But I do want to have kind of like a little edge hutch thing with a gate. So I am working on how I'm going to figure that out. And then I will be back. But I haven't decided on whether I'm going to truly make this like a wall, or whether I'm just going to use a piece of chipboard. I'm probably going to make it a real wall. I'm not going to lie. Okay, it's going to be a real wall. But this way and I'm not really sure, 100% sure of the measurements, because I had already changed the measurements on here. And then originally I had like another thing hanging over the door, but I'm not sure that I may do that, or I may not. I haven't just, I'm probably going to. Actually, I may just do that. So that would mean I would need to shred a little bit more paper, because I kind of like the idea of this little thing hanging over the door. Anyway, I will be back.